Quick disclaimer, Learn from Mac is an independent educational project. We are not affiliated with, endorsed by, or sponsored by Apple, or any vendor or product covered in this course. Hey, welcome back to Learn from Mac. I'm Dennis, and today is day 11 of the F5 LTM R4600 Bootcamp. Today we fix a failure mode that looks like a mystery the first time you see it, a pool member that's healthy, a virtual server that's available, and traffic that still doesn't work. That's almost always a missing SNAT. Let's get into it. First, the goal. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand exactly when and why SNAT is required in one-arm deployments and be able to configure both AutoMap and a dedicated SNAT pool so pool members always return traffic through the BIG-IP. Here's what you need: an existing virtual server and pool from day 09 TMSH or GUI, access with permission to create SNAT objects, and ideally a pool member whose default gateway isn't the BIG-IP's self-IP. That's exactly the condition that makes SNAT necessary. 3 concepts before we touch anything. Concept 1, the one-armed topology problem. When BIG-IP forwards a connection without SNAT, the pool member sees the real client IP and routes its reply directly back to that client, bypassing the BIG-IP entirely. The BIG-IP never sees the server's cyan ACK, and the TCP session breaks. Concept 2, what SNAT actually does, it replaces the source IP of packets leaving the BIG-IP toward pool members with an address the servers will route back through the BIG-IP. That guarantees symmetric traffic flow and lets the BIG-IP actually close the connection properly. Concept 3, AutoMap versus a SNAT pool. AutoMap is the simple mode. BIG-IP automatically uses its own egress self-IP, 0 extra allocation needed. Great for labs and single subnet deployments. A SNAT pool is dedicated translation addresses, and you reach for it in production when you need predictable IPs for firewall rules and logging, or when AutoMap would exhaust port space under real connection load. Each SNAT address supports roughly 65,000 simultaneous connections. All right, 3 labs. First, we apply AutoMap and confirm with a live TCP dump on the pool member that the source IP actually changed. Then we build a real SNAT pool with 2 translation addresses and attach it, replacing AutoMap. Then we inspect live SNAT translations and pool statistics through both TMSH and the REST API. Let's get into it. Lab 1, check the current SNAT setting first, should be none. Apply AutoMap, the simplest mode, 0 extra IPs needed. Confirm the change and save. Now prove it. On the pool member, capture traffic and watch the source IP. Lab 2, build a real SNAT pool with 2 dedicated translation addresses. Attach it to the virtual server. This replaces AutoMap. Confirm the virtual server now references the pool, not AutoMap. Generate traffic, then confirm the pool member sees one of the 2 SNAT addresses. Lab 3, look at the live connection table for active SNAT translations, and per address SNAT pool statistics. Same stats through the REST API. And confirm the virtual server's translation type through REST too. And that's return traffic guaranteed to flow back through this box, verified, not assumed. There are self-check questions on the lesson page worth sitting with, AutoMap versus SNAT pool especially, since picking wrong at scale means running out of source ports under load. Take a minute with those. Quick recap before we go. No SNAT plus a pool member with a different default gateway equals broken TCP sessions. The server's reply never comes back through the BIG-IP. AutoMap needs 0 extra IPs and is the right default for labs and simple topologies. A SNAT pool gives you predictable, loggable source IPs and headroom against port exhaustion, the right call for production, high-volume traffic. And always verify with a real packet capture on the pool member. A status field saying available tells you nothing about whether the source IP is actually correct. All right, that's day 11 in the books. SNAT applied, verified with a live packet capture, and a real SNAT pool built for production scale. That's symmetric traffic flow guaranteed now, not hoped for. If this was useful, hit subscribe. You won't miss a single lesson. Next up is day 12, iRules Foundations. See you there.